Hello, friends. This is Don Berry and Corey Goldstein with FoundationContractorProfits.com, and we're here today to bring you some really powerful information that you can take action on and get that phone ringing and get the cash register ringing even more. How are you, Corey?
I'm doing great, Don. Thanks for being here, and I'm really excited to be able to present this information to all the people that want to take their business and grow it, and really grow it in 2015.
Okay, good. And being mindful of everybody's time, we're going to get right into this thing right here. We put our heads together and decided what is the most important thing we should be talking about first. We want to make sure that you guys are, doing the things that really make the most difference in your results. And we've been, checking out people's websites and seeing what people are up to. And one of the things that's really missing from a lot of your stuff out there is the actual video testimonials. Why do you think that's so important, Corey?
Well, it goes right to your company's credibility, first and foremost. Anytime that anybody has to say something that's good about your company, it's a good thing. And you want to capitalize on it, and you want to have it be available for other people to see. Because credibility is proof, and proof is the very thing that people are looking to see today online.
Okay, well, Art, I just have to tell you that I was very pleased with all of the work that your company did. The bid was more than fair, and the timeliness and the quality of the workers and how polite they were, and respecting that I was still in the home, and respecting the dog, and explaining what they were doing, and when there was a chance for me to give input, they would ask me. I just could not recommend your company more highly.
Yeah, it must be why we see, we take a site and we get the video testimonials up there, and we discover a remarkable increase in phone calls that come out of website visitors. And so, clearly, video testimonials, provide the social proof people are looking for. They make it feel safer to give you a call. They can see that other people have worked with you, and they get the idea that you're okay to do business with. And so, if you don't have that up on your website, let's start getting you into action here so that this can start happening for you, because it'll be a really powerful return on your energy and your time to get this put together.
Great.
I would think that we're talking about, let's get focused on at least getting 10 video testimonials together for you, and to do that in 30 days is attainable. It might take you a month or two to get those together. What do you have to say, Corey, about that?
Well, it goes right to just having people take action, calling for estimates, because all we want really is more at-bats, more opportunities to do more proposals, to get in front of more people. And the more effective we become, that is you, become in front of people, the higher your conversion, which goes right to the increasing return on investment that you have in your company.
And of course, when your conversion is strong, then you can afford to convert more, because everything's getting more and more profitable, and it helps you climb the hill. But one of the things that I just love about a video testimonial is the fact that they don't depreciate. You get one put together, get it on the web, and that thing just sits up there and serves you over and over again. While you're sleeping, people are poking around on your website, taking a look at some of that stuff, and decided to give you a phone call. So
yeah, it's amazing. Some of these videos can get viewed thousands of times, and looking at a video is far. People can watch it over and over again. It's readily available online, and it's basically a sales letter on video. And so so instead of sending out these potentially massive mailers and mailing campaigns, you can have this video doing the work of a salesperson, doing the presentation, because it's far better to have somebody talk about your company than it is to have you talk about how great your company is. That's one of the things that I find incredibly valuable.
Yeah, because that reminds me, when an estimator is talking to somebody who's called in, they've already been kind of pre-sold. If they've gone through 4 or 5 of your video testimonials,
Yep.
a whole lot
Yep.
of the resistance is down, and you can get on with delivering the kind of services that you guys are all about doing. So
and one other final point of that, if I could, what we found is that people are prospects are calling in off of well-done video testimonials. They're already relating to Joe or Steve or Paul. Hey, I saw your video, Paul. It was really great. I saw Susie, and she was happy with your service. Or I saw this person. I saw that person. So it really, really, like you said, Don, it really just takes down the resistance and has people be known as the experts very quickly.
Yeah, that's very, very powerful that they call warmed up. So
yep.
Let's talk about getting the videos actually to happen, because it's like everybody kind of knows that it's a good idea, but they haven't got it done for one reason or another. And so we've learned in the structural construction business, the setting that you're dealing with there, and who actually has contact with those clients, and when maybe the best times are to ask for the videos. And so the first thing you got to think about is getting your people committed and enrolled to collecting video. And so, it's probably your job supervisors. They're out there talking to that client all the time. Maybe it's your estimators, the people that have that contact. Maybe it's the owners itself that are doing it. Whoever has contact with it, they need to be, like really incented to get that video. And we found that it works great if you can offer your staff, little bonuses, a little bit of bribery. Suddenly, we found that when we started throwing in a little cash incentive, the employees, found time to get it done, and they found the opportunities to ask for it. So, depending on kind of business that you're doing, it might be $50, $100, maybe $200 if you're doing the big heavy work. But once you set that incentive up, you've got the message out. It's like, we want video.
Perfect. So great way to have people win. Definitely a feel good. It helps them overcome any concerns that they've got. A little bribery, a little cash incentives makes all the world of difference, and it's a feel good for people for sure.
Yeah, and you pretty much have an idea, about timing. We found that, like if you're picking up a final check for payment, that can be a really excellent time, because at that point, they're the happiest that they're ever going to be, and they're going to, they're sensing, they're happy to write a check. So they've gotten to that point, and at that point, it might be a really good time to ask about, saying something to the camera, which we'll be getting into in a few minutes here.
Great.
And so that's what this slide is all about, speaking to the client, making the request. And so, of course, it doesn't just have to be clients, right? It could be, if you're doing stuff for general contractors, maybe you have some relationship with an engineer or an architect, could be, happy to get on camera and say, yeah, you're good to do business with. You always, your word is your deed. And anybody that says anything along those lines can be very, very helpful for building your credibility to new people that come to your website.
Right. Absolutely. Completely. And, one of the things that's so important is, there are going to be people that are excited to be on video and some people that aren't excited to be on video. And however it is, it's totally okay. Because with an increase of views to your site, using video testimonial, you'll get the message out more and more frequently, which meaning that you'll have more and more opportunities to help more and more people, which is ultimately what the goal is here, to be in service to more clients and prospects.
So the first thing we want to get across to your staff is that, it's okay for the client to say no. We want the client to actually feel comfortable to say no. And so the request is like got no emotional energy into it. If they're happy with the work, it's like, we're interested in getting some video testimonial up on our website. Maybe you'd be happy to talk to the camera and to tell people what it's like to do business with us. And some people are yes, some people are no, some people want to put it off till later. Depends on the timing, but your staff needs to get that it's fine, and then they'll communicate that to the client, so you're not putting any pressure on the client. You never want to do that, of course. And then just when you think, no one's going to do it, suddenly you ask somebody and they're hams, and they want to go on and on and on about how great you are, and that'll happen. So as long as you're just getting the requests out there and you've got your staff enrolled, then this is the stuff that is necessary to get in place to start actually putting these videos up on your website.
That's great. The first time we did this with one of our clients years ago, the client literally stood there as we were taking a video, and his client, the woman who was doing some service for, I think it was at least an $80,000 or $90,000 renovation job for some helical piers that were installed up in the hills. She on video said the most amazing things about his company, the most amazing things about his service, and he stood there with his mouth wide open as in complete disbelief that she had this opinion about his company, because all he wanted to do was get the check and leave. Remember that? That was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And so that little stop off to pick the check up turned out to be a much more valuable stop than what would have normally happened had they not been ready to go with this. There's a few things that have to get in place here, and one of them is, of course, having a way to capture the video. And these days, most of your staff, they've got smartphones in their pockets, and so you want to use those because those are going to be there when the opportunity arises. We don't recommend getting a separate camera, unless it really makes sense to you. But usually the smartphones are going to be just fine. But your people who are going to take these videos need to practice just a little bit. And so if they're not in the habit of grabbing video on their phone, then you might want to do a session or two in the office. Have everybody test their phones out, make sure they know where that record button is, and that they have an idea how the thing works. Because the worst thing to do, of course, is to record a great video testimonial and then find out they didn't hit the right button.
Ooh, that's painful. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about the phones is that they're so credible because it's not like some kind of slick movie production or anything. It's like real world, on the street, maybe in a pickup truck or at somebody's home, and it's just very, very believable.
Yep.
So a little practice in the office, grabbing video is a really good thing to be doing that.
Yep.
Then another thing that's not particularly intuitive is the whole idea of just being mindful of audio. It's just amazing how background noise, particularly on a construction site, you might have a concrete pumper, running away there. And so you just have to, if you get a chance to maybe go inside or get in the car and grab a recording that way, that might help, keep the background noise down and not step on top of these wonderful words coming out of these folks. And so it also kind of helps to be kind of close to your subject, maybe hold the phone out maybe 3 or 4 feet away from them, and that way it's going to be capturing their voice just fine. So that's the audio consideration.
Right.
A little bit on light, you might want to remind your people it's always good to have the light behind the camera. And one of the things I like to do when I'm getting video testimonial from somebody would be just say, if they're willing to do it, I'll just say, go ahead and, just go ahead and talk to me. I've got the camera over here, but you can talk to me. And I might even ask you some questions, particularly maybe we've been getting some objection that it's been coming up a lot. And I might be asking a question about that objection. Maybe if our prices are higher and, we got people out there that are unlicensed, trying to maybe underqualified, but the quality of the work that they're getting from us is drives a higher price. So a lot of times people will say, yeah, they weren't the cheapest, but it was really worth the money. And so like getting people to talk into those objections is really, really powerful. So if there's a trend there, but I know I kind of bounced around a little bit, but I just kind of wanted to get those things across there because I found them to be really valuable.
Yeah, and they are very valuable, both audio and the video for sure, and the lighting, I mean to say, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We're not here to make a we're not Fox Studios here, right? And you don't have to be.
It has to be usable. Yeah, so as long as you got some decent audio coming across and the lights are reasonable, then that's going to be usable. And then your team can get back to the office, and now we got to get the video file usable. And so the first thing we do is plug the phone into the computer. However your particular phones work, but you got to have that step in place where you can actually pull the video file off the phone, get it on the computer. And then a really easy way to manipulate the file is to just upload it to YouTube. And you can edit. Corey, you were telling me a little bit about editing on YouTube. Maybe you could fill us in on that a little bit.
Sure. YouTube is actually really simple. You could take a regular wire, connect it to your smartphone, upload it into YouTube. Maybe you want to create a YouTube channel for your company, which is really simple and no cost to do. And once you upload the video, which will take probably somewhere in the nature of 5 to 30 minutes, depending upon the license you get also, you can get an extended license, which can take you to use videos at an extended length. It may not be necessary, but it's also free. And once the video is uploaded, you can name it, you title it. You may want to title a job, maybe it's some type of a repair, and title it that way. And then once it's uploaded, you can do a number of things. The first point underneath the video, once it's uploaded, is Info and Settings. And the Info and Settings tab gives you an opportunity to make any necessary changes to the title, the name of it, and then there's an opportunity for you to do video enhancements. And the video enhancements are actually really great because it can clean up the video if it's a little jiggly or a little dirty or a little slow. It can crispen the video, and you can add some more lighting to it. You could change the color of it a little bit if it needs more color to warm it up. There's also opportunities in YouTube to make the necessary audio changes. If you want to increase the volume, if the volume is a little low, you have an opportunity to do that as well. And one of the favorites that we like is the annotations. The annotations give you an opportunity to actually title the video on the screen. So when the screen comes up, it's just, however you want to title it. Plus, you can put an introduction in there. This is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They have this type of a job, and here's what the house looked like before. Here's what the job looked like before, and here's what it looks like now. So the richness that YouTube offers is really, really great. You don't have to be a professional video editor whatsoever. That's what I got to say about YouTube.
And of course, yeah. So if you're up for that kind of thing, that's great. You can outsource this to high school kids. Believe me, if you can't handle it, check with your high schoolers. They probably can do it, no problem.
Yeah.
So that's just all about getting them up on YouTube. And of course, once they're on YouTube the way you want them, embedding a video from YouTube onto your website is not a big deal either. So you put those together, and the next thing you know, you've got your videos up there, which is what this is really all about.
Yep.
So that's what we're talking about here with the editing of the videos. And then, Corey, you brought up the idea of maybe offering a little guidance on the script. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So now you're in front of your client, or maybe one of your people out in the field are in front of your client. Now, how? And they said, yes, I'd be more than happy to do a video testimonial for you because I just love what you did. So you want to pull out certain information to help the client, to guide the client to give you the answers that you're ultimately looking for, to help the video be even stronger than it would normally look, right? So you want to ask a question like, how were things going before you found us? Can you share a little bit about that? Now, that opens up a whole question and a whole series of answers from the client. Well, I was unhappy before I met you because this was going on or this was going on. And that could be a 15-minute conversation, and all you did was ask one question, right? So you want to open up the door to people to start sharing. So what we did was we listed the 5 top questions that you can use right now and have your people out in the field use right now to be able to get in action, get these videos coming in, create a goal of 10, which is not that difficult to do, and get them up and running. So you can take a look there. What do you think about those questions, Don? You have any thoughts
Yeah, I
about
think
those?
it's really great. Talking about the problem that they were experiencing before they made the phone call is excellent. It's like, oh, my basement was flooded, or the wall was bowing, or the hill was threatening to fill my house up with mud. It's great that they mentioned that.
Yeah.
But we also want to let people know that we're into brevity too. So, because usually, anything that goes on for more than a minute or two is probably going to need to be edited up a little bit. So, but to have these questions ready to go, I think is a real good way to kind of break the ice if the person's experiencing any, if they're focusing on the camera, you can quickly break the ice by going, well, tell us a little bit about what was happening when you called us. And suddenly now they're talking and you're having a conversation with you and not staring at the camera.
Well, my favorite question in all of this is number 5, which would be, why would you recommend us? And it's such a powerful question, and it's such a powerful question to be listed last. And why is it a powerful question to be listed last? Because after they've shared with you the amazing experience that they've had in working with your company, they like Tony, they like Steve, they like Bill, the guy that's your foreman. They if there's an issue, he handles it. And you've effectively started stacking all the positive evidence and reasons behind why to choose your company, which no one out there and your competitors is probably doing successfully enough. So why would they recommend you? Because you know what, we had an amazing experience with you, and there's nobody else that we'd ever want to choose again to deal with something like this. And boy, I'll tell you, that is a right between the eyes answer. And that's why we put that last. And so I just wanted to inject that in there because it's so important to help people and guide them through answering questions that will ultimately reveal their experience in working with you, which is ultimately really what you want to have them see on that video.
Yep, it comes across that you cared. And they got that. You knew what you were doing, and you cared about taking care of us, and that when that comes across on the video, man, that's really going to make a difference on making your phone ring. So, so we're interested in making a difference for the foundation contractors out there, and we're interested in seeing you guys getting some video to actually happen. And so nothing would please me more than to get an email or a phone call saying, hey, we got a video up, take a look, what do you think? It would just be great to know that we made a difference for you on this. Because I know that if we can get you from not having videos to having, 10 or 12 of them up there, you're going to feel it. And so that's why, and the reason why we want that to happen is because we know how to get people to your website. And the first thing that we have to do with clients is get their site converting better. And so we thought, why don't we tell everybody how to get these videos going? Because obviously this is going to be a really important step. So get this stuff done. Let us have a look at what you created, and let's have a conversation about how we can help you. So you can always give Corey or I a call. The number at 619-993-3553. It's a great number to call. We're all about trying to make this actually happen for you now.
Wonderful. Really, really great. Well, hopefully you've got some great value, and more importantly, that you're going to implement these steps in 2015. Getting new knowledge and getting new awareness is great. Knowledge is great. But really, it doesn't mean anything until you get it on the court. So let's get it on the court. Let's score some baskets together, and just take action yourself on getting some videos, incentivizing your staff, and watch the numbers and your cash flow start rising. This was great.
Yep.
Hopefully you got a lot out of it. I certainly always love talking about testimonials and because of the difference we know it makes.
So meanwhile, we're going to be working on generating some more stuff for you guys to help pull your business forward and upward. And hope you have a wonderful 2015, and look forward to hearing from you.